Here we go with the mud. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the range. My name is Trey with Ghost Tactical, and today we're going to bring you the torture test, the Crucible of the Lionheart Industries Regulus Blackout Alpha. Now, if you guys remember our previous video, we introduced you to the Regulus Alpha, and if you have to, you can go check that out right over there. But today, we're going to put this through the Crucible. Now, if you guys are familiar with the Crucible, you know that we put them through different elements, whether it's water, sand, dirt, mud, and see how it goes. See if there's any major issues with it. Now, this is going to be fun for us because this is going to be the first double action, single action, hammer fired gun that we put through the Crucible. Now, before we get going, obviously there's probably going to be some times where there gets some debris and stuff in between the hammer and the firing pin. We might not see everything fire exactly as it goes. We're expecting that. What we're looking for out of this test is catastrophic failures. Is there something that goes terribly wrong with the design, with the functionality of the gun that the elements bring out? If it's just because there's some sand or some mud in between the hammer and the firing pin, we take a couple trigger pulls and it goes bang, we're going to be okay with that. What we're looking for, like I said, something that is unsafe in the design, and make sure that this is going to be a great option for you. So let's get going. All right, we are back here getting ready to go through the test, and as you can see here, we have water, sand, dirt, and mud. Some people call it the brownie mix, but it's actually mud. It looks kind of like brownie mix. Yeah, it is what it is. So what we're going to do first is we're going to drop it in the water, shoot 5 rounds. Then we're going to drop it in the sand, cover it up, shoot 5 rounds, clean it off, put it in the dirt, shoot 5 rounds, put it in the mud, shoot 5 rounds. Then after all of that's done, what we're going to do is we're going to load up 10 rounds, and we're going to dump it water, sand, dirt, and mud all together and shoot 10 rounds and see how it goes. So let's have some fun. So the first one is going to be water. So we're going to go ahead and put the gun in the water, let it sit for a second. Good to go. All right, shot just fine with water only. We expected that. Now we're going to go ahead and go with the sand. All right, so we've got the sand. Okay. All right, so on the second shot, we did have something that it didn't fire. Something probably just got caught up in there. I'm not real sure. Ejected that round, and the other shots went great. So, so far, it passed the sand test, which I was a little worried about. All right, so we got it all cleaned off, and now we're going to go to the dirt. Cover it all up. Hands. All right, got all sorts of dirt on there, so let's see how this one goes. Wow, a little messy, but it ran, no problem whatsoever. All right, so the next one, we're gonna go to the mud here and get it all caked in and all of that. You gotta love that. Here we go with the mud. Okay. All right, so the first round had a little debris in there between the hammer and the firing pin. Didn't go. Ejected that one out, and for some reason everything else went great. So yeah, those rounds ran through the mud. So we're gonna clean this up, and then we're gonna run it through the water, sand, dirt, and mud at the same time and have some fun with it. All right, so we got it all cleaned up, loaded 10 rounds into the magazine, and then we're gonna go water, sand, dirt, and mud all together and run 10 rounds and see how it goes. So here we go. Water, sand, got it all on there. Dirt, mud, guys, this ought to be fun. Here we go. All right, so nothing's happening. Hammer's not dropping. There's going to be some crud in there. I'm going to kind of clean out that real quick. See if that has something to do with it. So here we go. Okay, got a little failure to feed. Going to double action. Okay, so we're going to clean it off just a little bit. See if that helps. Okay, so nothing's happening. I'm gonna clear it, and I'm gonna try to clean this in the inside. Okay, ran through some water and all that. Let's just see now with a little bit cleaner if it'll still run. Here we go. All right, so yeah, interesting. All right, well, I had to get my face prettied up and all that, get cleaned up, but I think, as you guys saw, is interesting outcome. Kind of what I expected a little bit from a hammer-fired pistol. It ran through each individual element: water, sand, dirt, and mud. Where we had a hiccup is when we did all 4 of the elements at once. It just couldn't handle that. Now, what does that mean? Well, to many it may not mean anything at all. Most people are not going to put their guns through water, sand, dirt, and mud at the same time. If you are, well, you're probably not going to be using a hammer-fired gun anyways. That said, A hammer-fire gun that can handle each individual element separately, no problem, is a good sign. As far as the results of whether this thing failed or not, well, I'm going to leave that up to you. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you thought. Did the gun pass or fail the Crucible? Either way, guys, phenomenal gun. The Lionheart Regulus Blackout Alpha. I am really enjoying this gun. We just put it through hell. Most guns, especially hammer-fire guns, aren't going to be able to handle what we just put it through. Is it the most extensive torture test in the world? No. Is it a stress test for the elements? Absolutely. Whether you live around water, sand, dirt, mud, north, south, east, west, wherever you live, you're going to have some of these elements. This gun passed each individual element, no problem whatsoever. That said, go check out the Lionheart Regulus Blackout Alpha. Guys, make sure you get to the range. Be more proficient with your firearms. Take someone new with you. Let them enjoy a fun, safe environment in their first experience shooting a gun. Most importantly, enjoy your freedoms of being an American, one of which is the right to keep and bear arms. We'll see you at the range and see you soon. Semper Fi.